Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Me, Myself, and I. Epic it was. Remember to like and share to this amazing video. Today, I'm here with this amazing, beautiful lady right here. But before she introduces herself, I'd like to say a very big thank you for always subscribing, liking, and sharing to this amazing channel. You understand? Be part of this amazing, YouTube channel. I know you love this. Let me know in the comments which episodes of these videos that have been provided for you that you like so much. I'm here with
Karen King, also known as Karen in Ghana on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yes, I have a YouTube channel.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I am from Washington, D.C., originally in the U.S.,
Okay.
and I have 4 children. I have 16 grandchildren, and I've been living in Ghana now for 2 years.
So what made you come to Ghana in the first place?
I came to Ghana, I think it was divine intervention, right? I think I really was led by the Most High to come here. But I really came, when I heard about Ghana given the gifted land,
Okay.
I decided to purchase some land. Then the next year I heard that there was a group of Hebrew Israelites coming for a tour. And so I joined them for the tour. And once I got here and set my feet on the ground, I was convinced that Ghana was home for me.
Wow, Ghana was
Yes.
home for you.
Absolutely. It was home for me.
Wow. So, okay, before getting to know about Ghana, what
Hmm.
was your mindset about Africa in general and being specific you are in Ghana?
To be very honest, I didn't think a lot about Africa. You know, I would see things maybe on YouTube or social media, and I was like, oh, wow, look at that beautiful city, or look at that nice, statue, or, Ghana, Africa seems like, like a nice place. But I never really planned to visit. I never had any desire, to be honest, to come until I began to do more research on my history, my ancestry, and then my desire to come started to grow.
Is it really important to know about your history and your desire to come back to the motherland?
To me, it is. I didn't realize at first, but now I can look back and say, you don't feel grounded, you don't feel solid. I know I worked with a lot of different people from different backgrounds, and we sit around a table, and everybody would say, well, I'm from Sweden originally, or I'm from Madagascar, or I'm from some, different places, and I did not have. Well, I'm an American, but they weren't talking about where they were, born even, but they were talking about where their ancestry was. And I didn't have that because I didn't know where I was. I could say I'm from Africa, but that's a continent. So how many, where? So that you know was uncomfortable for a minute. When I would be around other people and they would talk about their lineage and their heritage and all that, and I could go back as far as maybe 2 or 3 generations, and then into the slave trade, but not beyond that.
So, with the slave trade,
Hmm.
okay, in terms of the slave trade, what relationship do we have with the slave trade that makes people come back?
I think for a lot of people, especially for me, knowing that our ancestors were taken, brought here from Ghana, from other countries in Africa. They were brought here to build up the United States, to build their buildings, to do their farming, to create that beautiful country that it is. And so, for those of us who recognize that, as we get more and more information about our history, then it creates a desire to want to see, well, where were my ancestors coming from? And then if people come and they take the tour, like at the Cape Coast Castle, or we call it the dungeon, then they learn more of that history about what happened to our people and how horrific it was for them to have to take that journey from Africa to the U.S. and go through that door of no return. And then to see where we go through that door and all you see is water, you see the ocean and maybe a ship that would take you away. And they talked about how some of the people would drown themselves rather than be taken away. And then to see that door on that side that says now the door of return, and you standing there knowing that you have returned, for your ancestors. It's a
But
powerful, powerful thing.
it's powerful, powerful thing. But a whole lot of people are against that. That's, oh, I'm not an African. I'm that. I'm not
Yeah,
this. How
yeah.
do you feel? You even getting to know that this is the real story of our ancestors.
Yeah, that's so true. It's disheartening because it comes from a lack of knowledge. You know, people don't. Some people just don't even want to go there. They have such a disdain for Africa based on the lies that they've been told or things they've seen on TV, all the negative stuff that
And
they have
what are
done.
some of them?
Well, some of them are they show children eh, with big bellies and flies all over them, and they say, you know, please give money for these poor children. This is how it is in Africa, and they'll say Africa. They won't even say like a particular village in a country. It could be one little village, you know, and they have, you know, they're showing this as if it's the whole continent. They also uh, present Africa as a country where there is poverty everywhere, that people don't, that people are ignorant, and that they need the quote white man to come and help them to become educated. When we know now that it was the total opposite way. We were the ones that had it all, and we taught them.
So, in terms of our education, what do you think we can do about it?
I think the schools here, first of all, need to make it mandatory that every child has to go to the dungeon to hear the story of the transatlantic slave trade. I was appalled to hear that they don't. It's not mandatory, and so many kids here or young children here never know their history. That's part of their history too, because even though those of you that were still here on the land, you were colonized as well. And so you were sold a bill of goods and a bunch of lies and make you think that the West is the best place in the world, and so everybody grows up and want to flee Africa when everything that the West needs is here in Africa, and they come and take it and pillage and do everything here, but yet they tell you that it's a worthless dump.
But
Yeah.
what really is making your visit or your staying really amazing?
When I came here, I felt like I came home. You know, it's like I said earlier to someone else that when you, it's like when you were maybe adopted, maybe you know by someone, and you live with that person, and you might have a nice life, but you always have a longing. I wonder who my real parents were. I wonder who, you know, do I have any real brothers and sisters? Do I have, you know, and so and then one day you find your parents find you, you know, or you discover, you go out and search and you find out who your parents were, and they embrace you and they want you. You know, it's nothing, it's such a good feeling when we come here and people say, Akwaba, welcome home, welcome home.
But how is it like over there?
In America, a lot of black Americans do not feel welcome there. We have a lot of racism, a lot of discrimination that we deal with from the time we go to school all the way up through our, you know, the working, you know, and it's not always obvious, but you know, it's always a sense of it in the background that if it came down to you and a white person, that white person more than likely will get the education. They're more than likely going to get the schooling. They're going to get the job. So you always know that that's there. And then it doesn't take much to go back just a few decades in our own history to where we couldn't even drink out the same water fountain. We couldn't ride on the same bus as whites. We couldn't go to the same beach as whites.
Wow.
So those are things that I can remember
But can't you eat
happening.
together?
We can now, but
Now?
yeah, we can now, but there were times when you could not eat in a they would have a sign, whites only, and you could not eat in that restaurant. There were a lot of the entertainers that are, you know, the older entertainers they tell stories about how they would go and perform at a club, a beautiful place, you know, maybe the Cotton Club in Harlem or something like that, and then they would have to leave out and go outside to eat. They couldn't eat in there. They couldn't change in there. They couldn't stay in there. But they would have them come and entertain them. They love our entertainment. They love our singing because we're talented in everything we do, right? So they love all that. But they would then have to go out the back door. They had to come in the back door and they had to go out the back door.
What are some of the things that you think we can do to bridge that gap together?
Yeah, I think it's changing now because with the help of social media and programs like yours, on YouTube, where we can talk about it and share the things that we've experienced and what we think is happening over here, because we don't know everything that happened over here during colonization for you guys, right? So just to have that dialogue between us and to find out what was happening over here versus what we were going through over there. And then I think as we talk more and more about it, we will understand each other a little bit more and see that we are connected. And if we are, then let's just, think about how we can work better together rather than that divide that the West will try to keep us involved in.
What does Pan African mean to you?
Oh man, so to me, it just means being able to embrace my African heritage and understanding that I do have that and that it's okay. It's not anything negative, it's not anything bad, but it's something beautiful and it's something great. And that as I come and I embrace it more and learn more and more about, the history of the African people that I thought were not a part of me. I realize now that they are a part of me, and I take on that, and try to help others to want to come back and build up and live in a place where they're accepted and where they're loved.
So, what are you doing in Ghana?
Right now, I have a company called Africa Bar Construction and Management Services, and we are building homes for people who come back, the diasporans who come back, and the locals if they want to be in our community. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're building homes for people.
I heard a whole lot of stories about Pan-African Village that is being given to the diaspora, African Americans, the diaspora out there. Is this true?
Yes, in the Pan-African Village where I live right now and where this beautiful home is, they are gifting people land. They have with an administrative fee, so you do have to pay for it. It's not like totally free, where a lot of people think that, and that's not true. So
it's not a free.
It is not free. It is not free. You're going to pay $1,200 US for one plot, and that's for the indentures and the other administrative paperwork that needs to be done. But the land itself is gifted to you.
Okay.
And with that land, then you can build on it, you can use it, you can farm on it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. But they hope that people will build a community here, the Pan-African Village community.
How is it important for for them to give, or the government should give such a huge land to the diaspora or to African American out there? Why is it important?
I think it's important because of what happened. And this is your way of acknowledging that I belong here, right? So when they had the year of return, they had a big time of celebration, and they also had a time of apology, where the Ghanaian government apologized to the diasporans for their part, their ancestors' part in the slave trade, right? Because it wasn't all the whites that did it. They had to be complicit. And they apologized for that. That was huge to me. That was huge. Maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it was huge. And then they said, okay, so now come back home. And so to make it easier to come back home, to have a plot of land somewhere, because we know nothing about Ghana, right? So to have a place where we could come to this Pan-African Village where people are coming together. And there are a lot of other people, not just from the U.S., but from Jamaica, Haiti, Canada. People have come from all over to come back home. So
it's a whole lot of mix in there.
yes. Actually, I'm like the minority because I'm surrounded by all Jamaicans across this way over here behind me and on the side. Yes.
How do you feel?
I love it. I love it because, I mean, truth be told, when I was in America, I was around other Black Americans. I didn't know a whole lot of Jamaicans, but now I do. And so I love it.
How safety it is for you in Ghana and Pan-African Village you're in right now?
It's safe. Compared to the U.S., it's very safe because if you look at crime statistics, you'll see that there's don't even compare to the crime in the U.S. However, I have to say that there have been some break-ins in the community as of late, and that has been very problematic. But the police and the leaders, even the paramount chief, they all gather together, and they are doing a very good job of making sure we're protected, even building a station right down the road in the Pan-African Village.
Wow.
Yes.
So you, in the Pan African, in some years to come, what do you want to see?
Oh, I think it's going to be really great here. It's going to be, you know, homes everywhere. They're going to probably shopping centers, little malls, and there'll be, kids growing up here from the diaspora, and it's just going to be great. I think it's going to really be great. And not just the Pan-African Village, but everywhere where the diasporans are coming back together.
What does that mean for Ghanaians? How do they see it?
I think that there are a few people who are not happy about it, and those would be the farmers, because some of them are being displaced, and they have to take their farms and and their crops, and they go somewhere else to farm.
Okay.
So, which is not necessarily good for them. We weren't all aware of all the ins and outs of everything at first, but I think for the most part, certainly for the younger people who are getting jobs, because it takes a lot of young men to help build these houses, right? It takes a lot of workers. And so we have employed a lot of people when we were building here, and where we're building over in Jaqua. There's lots of opportunity for those young villagers. So where we have our community in that village, but all around there, they now have work and opportunities. And I could say last year for my birthday, a young man from the Inyaba village wanted to speak, and he wanted to just thank us for the opportunities that have come for so many people that he knew, and even for himself. So that is a really good thing. We bring lots of money to the community because we have to buy food, we have to buy equipment, we have to buy gas, and so all of that is building up the Asebu area and other areas where we're living.
Osebu Pan-African Village
yes.
is being known to the world. You
Yes.
understand? So I think it's going to be one of the
Yes.
top places that I think you should come and just check it out,
Yes.
get some land, invest into it. And it's legit, you understand? Because if she's talking about it and she have moved to Ghana,
Yeah.
so you
I
just
did.
moved.
I did
So
it.
how did you
I
get your
did.
stuff then?
I had some of my things shipped over in shipping container, and so it took about 4 months for it to come, on the ship, because it has to go somewhere in Europe first, and then it comes to Timor. So, but I didn't bring a lot. I didn't bring a lot of stuff.
Because you got everything here.
Yes, everything here. Like my sofa, I had that built here when I was here, and pretty much all my furniture and everything I had done here.
Wow, that is so amazing. What are some of the difficulties? I mean, you've really said a whole lot of things about the history, some of the good stuff that you've been experiencing, how the people and why they should come back and everything. What are some of the difficulties are you facing and the solutions to it?
Okay, so one of the things that I really don't like are the roads. Like the roads to me are just horrific, and I just don't understand why they have to be that way. Because when you go to a hotel, like a resort, it could be a beautiful resort. The road will be tore up, and you're tearing up your car just trying to get to it. So I'm thinking, I see these 3 resorts right next to each other. Why don't those 3 people come together, right? Those 3 owners, and put some money together and fix that one road. It would be so inexpensive for them if they did it together. But they would rather let that road just be tore up for years. Well, I guess they always say we're waiting on the government. No, you can do it yourself. You're making all this, you're making money by people coming and staying. So to me, that's just a mindset, so that's one solution to me. Wherever you can, fix your roads, right? Another thing that for me is the distance that I have to travel to shop, but that's a choice I made. That's a decision I made. I can get a lot of things, a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that in the Cebu, but when it comes to, shopping for meat and things like that, or other items for the house, I have to go down into Cape Coast, which is about 30 minutes away. Is that terrible? No, but you know, so but that's just one of the things. The other thing that I don't like is when the lights go out.
Okay.
You know, and that happens to everybody. So I can't say, well, they're turning off the lights on the diaspora. You know, no, it happens to
It
everybody.
happens to
It
everybody.
happened to us earlier today,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
it happens. And so that's one of the things that I don't like. But it's not, you know, it happens in the States.
Okay.
We have outages in the States.
Ah, for
Yeah,
real?
yes, we do, but maybe not as often.
Often.
But yeah, you can have a power outage and the whole city would be out. And it might be out for hours and hours, sometimes maybe a day.
Ah, but they
And then,
make this so looks like it's have never ever gone off before.
yep, they make everything in the West look like it's perfect and great, but it's not. When you live there, you will find out. Like I said, crime is really, really bad in the U.S. You know, like when I did looked at some statistics, and I think it was for murder. It was 17 to every 100,000 people in Ghana.
Okay.
In the U.S., it was like 14,000 to every 100,000 people. So look at how many more people are being murdered per 100,000. But when we see a YouTube video, maybe of someone who maybe in the Gambia or wherever, you know, was murdered, then it's like, oh my God, that's why you shouldn't go there. And it's like you're living right next to somebody whose sister was murdered last week,
Wow.
you know, and you act like it's not happening there when it's happening much, much more there. Much, much more.
For how many years have you been in the state?
In the States?
Yeah.
I was born in the States.
Yes.
So I am 70 years old.
You are 70 what?
70. I'm going to be 71 in August. And so I,
70.
yes, yeah.
Ah. What do you eat?
Oh, everything here in Ghana is so fresh and is organic. And in the States, you don't have that. I told you I was,
You don't have that and you are 70 years
yeah.
and you still look young. In fact, give me an age in the comment section.
Uh-oh.
What do you
No.
think? Nah, give me an age in the comment section. Do you think
Be
she's
kind,
really
be kind.
do you think she's really 70? Because what?
Yes.
Wow.
I tell people I'm aging backwards here in Ghana.
Oh.
Yes, because I looked at a picture the other day of me 9 years ago, and I look so much older than I do now.
Wow.
Ghana is good for you, ladies. It's good for your skin. It's good for you.
Wow. That
The
is so
sun,
amazing.
you know, the nice tan, all that. Yeah.
So how do you, cope with the food? What are some of your local food that do you think you can prepare? And how do you, combine yourself with it? Like, how do you accept it? Like, this is what the locals are eating. So
Yeah.
I need to go with it. I need to flow with it. Is it really healthy for you? How is it for you?
Yeah, yeah. I was not a big rice eater before I came here.
Okay.
I mean, I love rice, but I did not do a lot of carbohydrates. So I had to adjust to that.
Okay.
And a lot of chicken and fish, right? Where in the States, we did more beef
Okay.
than you guys do here, and different kinds of varieties of things, more variety. So I did have to adjust to that. But overall, I love it. The banku,
Wow.
I love it. I'm not a big fan of the fufu.
Banku. You are not big fan of fufu. The fufu is one of the best meal in Ghana. Hey.
No, banku I love, but not the
Okay,
fufu is
okay.
not my thing. That stew, that contumely stew.
Contumely
Yes,
stew.
oh my goodness, I love that. And the groundnut soup and
So you
rice
can you
balls.
you can prepare it?
No,
Hey.
not yet,
Not
but I'm
yet.
learning.
You're
I'm learning.
learning.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you need to, learn and then learn how to cook and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Like locally. But so locally you can prepare any.
What you mean? What can I prepare of the local
Yeah.
food? Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I haven't really tried, to be honest.
Not even rice.
Oh yeah, the
jollof
fried rice. Not jollof rice, but I can do really good fried rice. I can do really good chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do that in the States, so I
Okay.
could, I'm good at that. I can grill fish. So some of the stuff that basic stuff, but some of your specialty dishes I have not captured yet.
Wow, that is so amazing. So what will make you go back to the state?
It would have to be the Most High say, you have to go back.
And I don't think
Other
it's
than
going
that,
to be.
no.
It's not
Other
going
than
to
that,
be. It's never. The Most High is not even going to agree on that. You
no.
understand?
Other than that, it's not. I don't see. I love my grandchildren, and I am praying and believing that they're going to all be here too. They can make their own choice.
Is that your goal to bring your,
Yeah. Yeah.
all of them back to the motherland?
I would love for them to come. Yes, that is my goal, for them to see my life, see how great it is, and just can't wait to get here. But I do know that everybody's not the same. Some people love the conveniences and the things of the U.S., and I do miss those things, But
So how many do you have?
grandchildren?
Yeah.
16. Yes, 16 grandchildren.
And
And 4 children.
And 4 children.
Yes.
Wow. This is 70. Please. Hey.
I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to be on your channel.
So you don't have any question that you wish I
No,
should have asked
I
you?
can't think of anything. No, I think
Should I ask you?
I think you have something.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Will you be able to get married again in Ghana?
Oh my goodness. Well, that'll be up to the Most High.
But will you be willing?
Would I be willing? Oh my. Right now, I'm just focusing on other things.
But
But
if it happens,
yes, I would. Yes.
tell them.
Yes, I would.
Yes, you would.
If it's the Most High's will.
Okay.
Yes.
So what kind of maybe man are you looking for? Young or old?
I am not looking for any, but I would not want anybody 70. My age. I wouldn't want anybody my age.
So like let me say 60, 70, 60.
Somebody younger.
Younger than 60?
I don't know. It depends on
40.
If they're aging backwards like me, then maybe it'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
But they have to be young at heart, and they have to be strong. And so in the States, a man at 70 is usually pretty much broken down. By that time he is sick, and he's got all kinds of conditions and things like that. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't want someone like that. So rather than say age, I would say they would have to be healthy. They would have to be, like young at heart and fun-loving, outgoing, and wealthy.
You heard the queen mother. So you heard the queen mother. So if you are a king over there, please try your best and be nice. Be nice in the comment section.
Please.
Yeah, be nice in the comment section. If you want to DM to
Karen in Ghana.
Oh,
That's it. The same as my YouTube channel, Karen in Ghana.
Okay, so you can go to YouTube, you watch the video, and then you comment, oh, you're looking good. Oh, okay, this. Oh, okay, that. If she is okay with it, she might.
My focus is on other things right now.
So what are you building, and what can they support you in it?
Right now, I'm building my own home. I'm building a 2-bedroom house in Burbetsy, which is where we have our land right now. And so we have a community that we're building there. We have a Hebrews Heritage community, and then we have what we call Africa Ba Azafo, which means privilege group. So that would be for others who are not, Hebrew Israelite, but they still want to be in community. We're also building what we call a small village with small round homes. We just started to do that for people who can't afford to build a big house or whatever. For like 10,000 US, they can build a small round home in this little community that we're going to have with a shared garden, and just other things that they can do together. So that would be for single people or people, like I said, who can't afford it or may not even want. They might want to live in a tiny home, right? So it'll just be one like studio, one efficiency, everything in one room except the bathroom, and then we'll have one with 1 bedroom. Yeah, so those are things that we're doing. And so if anybody wants to support us or help us, we will take any donation. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small. And if anyone wants to invest, we're looking for investors right now to help us to build up the community. So we're in the process of sourcing out investors right now as well.
Wow, that is so amazing. Please, if you're out there, let's try to do it together. She's doing it, and she is in a country, she is in a continent of Africa, being specific, Ghana, and she's making it. You understand? So let's make it possible to support each other and grow it. All right, thank you so much for joining Epic It Was. I go by the name me, myself, and I. Epic It Was. I appreciate your time, and peace out.
Peace out.